We are heartbroken to report to you the untimely passing of Jonnie Irwin, a place in the sun and escape of the country television presenter. He has died at the age of 50 following a long battle with cancer. Jonnie Irwin shared a video on his Instagram a few days ago, giving updates on his cancer journey. His death is very heartbreaking and tragic to the lives of the people that loved him, and it is a great loss to the entertainment industry.
If my boys are watching this in years to come, I apologise for being overly emotional, but it's a very emotional thing to cope with, knowing I'm not with you. But I would like you to know that in the years I had with you, they've been the happiest of my life. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so confident, super confident, that you'll be happy with your mum and you're looking after each other and you're positive. I want you to continue that. I want you to do whatever you want to do to the best of your ability and be happy.
2.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with non-smoker's lung cancer, and it's terminal. I knew immediately that I had a huge responsibility to get my life in order, making life easier for my wife and boys once I've gone. And that meant a long, hard look at my finances, and the results scared me a bit. Without an income, it's scary how quickly funds can dry up. You may have life insurance, but that doesn't normally pay out until your final days. It's something I've spoken about recently on the show. But terminal diagnoses can go on for years, and it will affect, your illness obviously affects your work.
Yeah.
So if you're unable to work, and you're waiting for this payout, who's going to pay the rent? Who's going to pay the mortgage? Those kind of questions kept me up at night. Because when you're told you're approaching the end of your life, you want to spend the time focusing on what really matters, making memories with loved ones instead of worrying about finances. But for many people in my position, that's the reality. 1 in 6 of those who die every year in the UK die below the poverty line.
We probably are worse off financially now than we ever have been.
In September 2021, 43-year-old nursery manager and mum of 2, Tammy Prescott from Halifax, was diagnosed with stomach cancer and given just 6 months to live.
Being here and still being incapacitated and not being able to join in with stuff, you can sort of cope with that as long as I could still be here, but that's not going to be. It's just heartbreaking.
19 rounds of chemotherapy have prevented Tammy from working, reducing her salary to 0.
I'm just so ridiculously tired most of the time, and everything is a struggle. We're down just coming up to £200 a week, which is a lot of money when you're looking at it in the long term.
Her husband Linton is now having to work up to 60 hours a week to support the family.
I struggle so much. I'm tired because of being at work and I'm coming home having to do things at home, and I just want a time out. There's loads of memories I want to do with Tammy, but it's finding the time and being able to afford to do it, which obviously time isn't on our hands, and affordability, we struggle.
The couple are stuck in a poverty trap. By Linton working more, they've become eligible for less support.
There isn't anything else that we can get that would help. Things like carers or attendance allowance, they don't qualify for that. The free school meals, any of the uniform help, any of the heating bills, the help, the cost of that, it's just really difficult.
And being as ill as we both are isn't cheap.
Since having treatment, I'm cold a lot of the time. To afford the heating, if I had it on when I wanted it on all the time, or majority of the time, the cost would be massive. There's no way we'd be able to meet that.
Like me, Tammy's biggest fear is her family's finances when she's gone.
It's not me that has to deal with the situation afterwards. It's more being concerned about how Linton is going to manage being a single parent, how the girl's going to manage without me being here. It's horrific, it's awful.
Of course, you can get insurance to help with this. I'm lucky. I've got a life insurance policy which pays out a small sum to my family when I die. You can also buy critical illness insurance. It's more expensive per month, but it pays out as soon as you get a terminal diagnosis, something I wish I'd done. The harsh reality is, dying isn't cheap.
We're talking about a cost of dying crisis as well as a cost of living crisis.
Dr. Laura Chapman is the medical director at the Marie Curie Hospice in Liverpool.
We hear heartbreaking stories on a daily basis from our nurses who are going out into people's homes, people struggling, just trying to decide whether they should heat their home or put food on the table.
The charity think they may have an idea which could help terminally ill people like me access extra funds.
We're calling on the government to give additional targeted financial support to terminally ill people. One of the main areas is actually expanding the access to the state pension for people who are terminally ill. And these are people who might have been working and paying their national insurance contributions for many, many years, and sadly are not going to live long enough to draw their pension.
This is something I fully support. I've paid into my state pension all of my life, but it looks like I won't see a penny of it now. But there may be existing support available for people who are terminally ill. Employment and support allowance could help cover your living costs if poor health means you can't work. Personal independent payment can help if you have a disability as a result of your illness. And friends or loved ones can even get a carer's allowance if they spend more than 35 hours per week looking after you. And on top of that, some organisations offer grants to help too. Christopher Jones is a welfare leader for Macmillan Cancer Support.
You can apply for a grant towards things like heating costs, as we've all seen the cost of the energy go up in recent months. There can be for hospital travel costs, for those frequent hospital treatments to and from. There can even be for respite care to get out for a holiday or break away for you, the patient or the carer in this situation. Or there can be for adaptations to the household, think about disabilities. If we think about, installation of hospital equipment or stair lifts and things like that, you can usually apply for grants for.
Anyone in my position and coming to the end of their life should be able to focus on family, friends, and what really matters to them, which is why it's so important for everyone to act now and do whatever they can, manage and prepare your finances should the worst happen and your life ends early.
Sounds stupid now, but you don't think it's going to be something that you need to do. It was always one of those things that I was going to do when I was 50, and it's alright saying about it when you're younger and things, but actually the realistic side of it is you do need to get it sorted as soon as.
Channel 4's presenter Jonnie Irwin was diagnosed with terminal cancer in 2020 and he was given only 6 months to live. Jonnie Irwin's death was reported by his family in a post that described him as a remarkable soul that fought cancer with strength and courage. Our thoughts goes out to his family and loved ones, and may his soul rest in eternity. You are watching Touch News Media, and please consider subscribing and turning on your bells so that you don't miss out on any videos that we upload. Send out your condolence messages in the comment section, but kindly keep the comments respectful. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so that you don't miss out on any videos that we upload. I love you guys and keep safe. Bye bye.